Travis Wayne Gizzo. So, 2 days in a row, Utah, specifically the Salt Lake Valley, has had internet down and power outages for the 14th and 15th. The day after the news hit the fan of M. Russell Ballard's death. Cozy Bear, is that you? Did you learn a new toy through YouTube to shut down internet also? Cozy Bear. So, it's apparent that there's at least one Mormon who does not understand that your name has meaning to it. Apparently your wife, your mother, your daughters do not consult a baby name book when they're expecting a baby, when they were expecting you to name their child. Now, I can understand. My mom probably wanted to call me Elvis, and so my dad, in rebellion, and as the patriarch of the home, the presider, told my mom she had 3 options to choose from. And apparently Vincent and Quentin were ones that my dad knew my mom did not like, because he wanted to name me Travis. And so Travis is from the Latin, means from the crossroads. And so, doing my genealogy, I realized that Goodsell wasn't always Goodsell. That we came from the English Druids in a little village that goes way back. And I found that I couldn't find any Goodsell genealogy past 1500. I was able to extend it one more line to a Thomas Godsoul, and that was it. And Godsoul is obviously God, but the soul also is Latin for solar, from the French soleil. Ben de soleil for the central tan, sun god. And it was those same British druids, going way back, who kept their name a super sacred secret, just like the Egyptian sun god at noonday, for the Egyptian priesthood, specifically of the 18th dynasty. The David Moses dynasty of Egypt that ruled over the land of Israel. And so King David was not in Jerusalem, except for a little vacation time during Armageddon 1. Well, I am a descendant of King David, which were a number of Davids during the 18th dynasty pharaohs. And these were the same druids who inspired the man who would then create the myth of St. Patrick. Or was it a prophecy? Because he put the death date for St. Patrick rather than his birth date. And it just happens to correspond closely to our December 25th, which is technically December 23rd in the Julian calendar. December in the Julian calendar is the 10th month. So there is a difference when you do the comparisons, the conversion chart. And so I share the same birthday as Joseph Smith, December 23rd. It is also the day of the Egyptian Christ, Horus, the one who restores the throne of his father Osiris, who was murdered by his uncle Set. The Battle of the Brothers. And so I have a royal ancestry, and it was kind of interesting that was the educational course that I pursued in my life before I knew my genealogy. Because I didn't start genealogy until January 1st, 2000. Walked in on my mom on that New Year's Day, and she was working at a computer having these genealogy cards printed up from the temple, and was reviewing them in her genealogy computer file. And I asked her, "What are those?" "Well, those are temple names to do ordinances in the temple." And I said, "Oh, I'd like to help out with that." Okay. And we found that Jacob the usurper from Esau had not been done. No joke. The European kings and queens, of which we come through numerous ones, not just English, British ones, but also French and some others, love to create genealogies going all the way back to Adam. And so just tying into royalty, and we go right back to Adam. It's not accurate. Because the Bible's not literal history. But nonetheless, my mom ran a complete genealogy file on our whole line and took it to the temple, and that's why she was going over on the computer to make sure that they didn't need to be done. She was able to realize the weaknesses in the Temple Ready program. But yeah, Jacob didn't have his work done. That bad boy, stealing his brother's birthright and blessing, causing Esau to then go and marry Judith of the Philistines, the great and abominable church. And that just so happens to be my mom's name, Judy. And so, yeah, there's baby name meanings. And so when I tell you that the name of the great and abominable church in the last days, the Book of Mormon tells us, is Lucifer, 2 Nephi 24:12. It's directly copied from Isaiah. You're supposed to go, "Oh, so that's the name of the false prophet of the great and abominable church, of which we need to be very careful of because they're going to try to hold us in bondage." Section 103, verse 17. That you need to listen to your learning of the Jews' Christ, not Jesus, because that's the great and abominable church's Christ. So that Mormons will not be deceived. Right? All Mormons know about baby name meanings and know that the name of the great and abominable church with Jesus Christ, and they have the name Jesus Christ in the title of the name of the church, so that Mormons won't be deceived, is Lucifer. Right? You all know this. You aren't deceived. You study your scriptures. You know about baby name meanings. As the video that he commented on, was the very same one about how art thou fallen, quoting that passage, and I put the picture in, showing you how Lucifer is translated, just like Travis is translated as he who is from the crossroads. And so maybe he doesn't have a name. He has a different name for a title of his video or channel. So I don't know. But everybody has meaning to their name, unless their parents just combined letters of the alphabet together into something that sounds pretty. It has been done. I have no meaning. My name means not real. I am Homuzion. I am Creatio ex nihilo. So yeah, lots of fun stuff with name meanings. It's supposed to be one of the funnest times of a woman's life that she's been preparing for as a little girl, isn't it? He was a guy, I guess. Pictures of a guy. He does guy things on his videos on his channel. So I don't know, maybe not. So now that M. Russell Ballard is dead, the church is going on as if he never existed. They're technically going to wait until after the funeral on Friday, and thus on Saturday, well, yeah, the Saturday could be the burial. The prophets may not go to that. That may just be a family. I don't know. I mean, Nelson, when he took over, said that immediately after it was all done, they had a special meeting on the Saturday, and they laid their hands on his head and made him the prophet, seer and revelator, because that's the gift. It's passed through the hands, not from God. But yeah, don't expect an acting president to be named until this is all over with. I'm assuming nobody else dies. But yeah, the church news has 3 of the apostles out and about the world, mincing and prancing as they go. Uchtdorf, who I told you has to be, because Holland is unfit to be acting president because of the duties and responsibilities that requires him to go to Temple Square to hold the meetings. I mean, they can try to do it over the internet, but last couple of days the internet's kind of sucked, hasn't it? The power also going out, not reliable. And so yeah, it would then default to Elder Uchtdorf, the first German to be the acting president of the Quorum of the 12. He's also, I don't know if he's the first German. We'd have to go back to the pioneer days of Brigham Young's 12 to see where they came from. But yeah, since that time at least, the first German. And so yeah, it's a foreigner, no longer a Brit or a European. Well, that Germany is European. And so yeah, he's teaching about freedom. Really? I still remember your talk about bearers of light to the Aaronic priesthood. And in case you don't know the name for that baby name meeting, I've already told you what it is. Oh, hilarious. That was just back in 2017. Right before Nelson took over. And then, so yes, of course he has to throw in constraints. Teaches freedom and constraints. You are not free. You must obey. You are free to obey. And then Suarez encourages Caribbean Latter-day Saints to focus their lives on Jesus. Still spreading the lie. Still spreading the lie. Because they've succeeded in silencing my voice. So the Mormons are unclear. Wait a minute. The Book of Mormon, the keystone of Mormonism, says it's in the learning of the Jews, which means it's not Jesus. And so verse 19 of the Joseph Smith History, 1838, canonized in our scriptures, says that Jesus is abominable in Jesus' sight. Every single missionary, 72,000, are going around telling people, yeah, and Joseph Smith saw Jesus, and Jesus told him that he's an abomination in his sight. So when will you be baptized to start paying your tithing money for us? We'll just schedule it in our calendar right now. Yep, that's what they're doing. And then Elder Anderson visits Mongolia. Are they struggling in Mongolia? Because this is why they go to these places around the world, is the church is weak there and not attending sacrament meeting. So they go there and threaten them. Hey guys, it's my mantle. I'm a prophet, seer, revelator, and not translator. I've had my hands laid on me. Pay your tithing. Come to church, not just for me. That's why they do it. Because otherwise you'd see the prophets doing more stuff here in Utah. But nope, they don't care about us. Not at all. Not even for welfare. Nope. Oh, you got destroyed? That sucks. Well, sacrifice brings blessings. When you're dead. And so, yeah, there's another one from the 10th. Church donates $1 million to hurricane relief in Acapulco. Yeah, no, it's to one of those scam companies that say they'll help those in Acapulco. You see it now for Hamas Israel aid. YouTube had a channel, an advertisement. Aid to Hamas Israel. YouTube, do you not even vet these things? Dear God. Forcing me to watch it. And so, it's been a couple of weeks, but King Charles of Britain, who's pretty much just a figurehead now, he has no actual powers unless he decided to turn the military on the parliament. I am king now! He visited Kenya. And there was a lot of negative press, not faith promoting. Ooh, can't have not faith promoting, must be faith promoting. Well, there's this thing called slavery that Britain used to do when they went around and conquered people, especially blacks in Africa. So his visit to Kenya was bringing up some bad not faith promoting memories of how Britain used to mistreat those in Kenya. And so, as I've told you before, there are over 3.2K videos on this channel. that it's old school racism, as the Brits used to do it themselves, to conquer a third world country of, say, African blacks, and take them prisoner back to Britain to be the entertainment. That's old school racism, where blacks are no good for nothing except for slavery and entertainment purposes. And you thought that all of those black artists here in America during the time where blacks still were treated as slaves, and then their entrance into baseball and then basketball, yeah, that's old school racism. But we did learn that blacks are human too. But whites don't want to admit that, because that prevents them from treating them like slaves. Old school racism. And so the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has called a brand new apostle into the Quorum of the 12 to replace M. Russell Ballard's missing space, and he's from Kenya. Oh, no? Oh, instead, 2023 Church Music Festival features culture music of Kenya. We just got told in the news, you don't do this. Oh my God. I'm going to put that as the thumbnail picture. That would be hilarious. It's at the end of the video. Most of you left already. Because I had other things in mind for the thumbnail, but I like that. We're using that.